Oh, what's up? Today I'm finishing the car. I'm gonna try to at least. So, garage is a mess. Everything's a mess. But you know what? Yeah, I think we're gonna get pretty close to being done. I'm just gonna run through a few things really quickly. Kind of like a few last installation of stuff, and just get them done today. One is being the AFR gauge. I'm not gonna install the turbo timer. I'm just gonna manually let my car cool down every driving, and I'm going to at least try and crank it today to get the compression test and do a few other things. Maybe start it up, maybe see if we can get that going today. At least it's running, and I'll let it idle for a bit. What the hell was that? So that's gonna be the plan. Let's do a quick run through on the AFR gauge. It's really simple to install. If you buy the AEM one brand new, you'll get instructions. It's super easy. If you're running a ROM or a stock ECU, you only need 2 wires to run it. Basically your O2 sensor, your O2 reading is going to go to the gauge. And then if you were to go with like a Mega Squirt or a Nistune or something like that, then you would have to splice in some wires to your O2 connection to your ECU. That way it can then send a signal to the ECU, and then you can have other wires to log the information and so on and so forth. There's a bunch of stuff you can do with it actually, but for what we're doing, you just need a power and a ground just to run the gauge itself, just so the gauge can get a reading. And yeah. Alright, so this isn't like the best job in the world, but it works. It's plastic and JB Weld and all sorts of other stuff, but it holds. I got my connections exposed so I can plug them in. It's in there nice and good. Yeah, so there's a connection for your O2 sensor itself, which I'm going to just put in the bung, and then there's a connection for a power and ground, which you guys have already seen. I have a power supply here in the center console. So I'm just gonna go ahead and hook that up real quick. So inside the car here, I have the gauge hooked up. Don't worry about the bracket I made for it. It's no one's gonna see it, I don't care. But yeah, so there's a wire that's going under my dash over here to the outside to the bay for the O2 sensor. This wire up here, this harness I chopped up to make it shorter, wired it into the to a ground and a power. And then obviously power is going over here to this little fuse box. And I'm gonna put a 5 amp fuse, and then I got this wire I made for a to just give power to it, and that will send power to the gauge. So that's my fuse box for all my gauges. I'm actually gonna secure it here now. I just want to get all this hooked up before I made a plate home for it. So that's how that is. I'm gonna start pretty much like cleaning up wiring and stuff like that. Do a couple other little things here. Here we have the harness for the O2 sensor that I haven't plugged in yet. I need to find my tape that off, and just let this hang pretty much for right now. Ground the O2 sensor. And then zip tie this all up, clean it up, make it look cleaner. It's plugged in over there. You can see it right there. And yeah. Got a few more little things to do, and then we'll be pretty close to ready. All right, so I have to wait because we're doing stuff, or I'm letting stuff dry right now, but the gauges are installed. Again, the AFR gauge is if you're running on a ROM or a stock ECU, power and a ground. It's all you need, and then the other connection to the O2 sensor for the gauge to read it. I got the battery on the charger right now. Let's see where it's at anyways. I think that says charging 12 volts, 99%, which means it's actually probably done. We're just going to leave it on the charger just because I don't want to disconnect the battery again. There's Brandon chilling. We're setting up some camera stuff because we might start it tonight, but I also don't know because what I'm waiting on right now is some JB Weld. I put the fluids in. I found out I have a power steering leak, so we're just not going to worry about that right now. And then I have a coolant leak from my drain plug in this radiator. The guy I bought the radiator from said that the drain plug broke off, but it broke off inside. He said it didn't leak. It was great, blah, blah, blah. It is what it is. Find out it does have a small leak. I just spent the last hour trying to fix it because it was so wet I couldn't use any sealants to block it off. I somehow fixed it by jamming blue RTV in there and taking a rag and just like twisting it, and then just stopped leaking. So I took that opportunity to JB weld a nickel to the bottom of it to seal it off and stop it from leaking. I never drain it from the drain plug anyways. I always do it from the lower radiator hose. I don't even care. Now, here's the craziest thing. So I got my mass airflow wiring. It's down here. Here's the ground for it. My mass airflow sensor is down under the car, which you're probably not, yeah, you're not really going to see it, but it's right here. It's just right here. It's not actually too much farther. It's probably about the same distance. I think you can kind of see right there. It's about the same distance as the intercooler piping. That's just for right now until I go actual full standalone. Then I do a map. But I actually had to extend this wiring. And while I was cutting up the old electric tape, I ran into a problem to one of the wires like being exposed, and I was like, I know I didn't cut that. Pulled it off, and whoever did this harness before like just kind of like twisted them together and then just wrapped them in electric tape. So, yeah, dude. So I fixed it. I resoldered it all and everything like that. I ended up taking off all the electric tape and making sure that no other bullshit like that was going on. And then nothing else was going on besides that. So I resoldered it and then reconnected it to the mass airflow. But I had to extend it to connect it down there. I think she's ready. I'm going to just triple check the car again. I'm going to get under the car. And then hopefully when that is dry enough, do compression test and then double check oil pressure, which an easy way to double check oil pressure, if you don't know, you can take your, where is it? I'm trying to feel for it, but you can take your oil filter and you can just unscrew it just a little bit, and if oil drips, you're good. You have oil pressure, you're set. All right, so we're gonna do the compression test right now and get these numbers, and God, I hope they're good. What are we at?
60.
Kitty.
No.
There's no fucking way we're at 60. That. I'm having a heart attack right now. What's that one at?
That one's at like 45, 50.
Alright, gotta take a picture of that real quick because I'm sending this all to Caesar. I'm not fucking happy with that right now. Fucking asshole. Alright, cylinder 3 next. 3, 2, 1.
30.
There's something wrong. What?
It's sitting at like 55, just below 60.
I'm really sad. That's for damn sure. So, obviously, we have some issues, and I'm not quite sure what they are. I think tomorrow I'm gonna get home, and or when I go to work tomorrow, I'm gonna probably take one of the video tools, see if I can get one of those, and take a look inside the motor before actually pulling it to see what's going on. But I don't want to believe these numbers. I'm really fucking upset. But I just don't know, dude. We have no compression, or we have low compression. We have not even enough compression to really have this thing be drivable on at all, really. I mean, it's bad fucking compression all the way around.
What wasn't it something like what, like 60, 35, 30, and then what, 60 again? Something like that?
Something like that.
So, well, I don't know.
It was 60, like 30, 30, 60, pretty much, if you really want to round it up. Which is, oh, what the fuck? That's not the. Which tells me something inside the motor is not having a great time. So I need to figure out what that thing is. I'm sure that's on there. Okay. And kind of just go from there, and then just kind of figure it out. I don't know if we're just gonna have to do a full rebuild. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna have to do, but all I know is that this car is not gonna get done now at any time. So yeah, not particularly fucking stoked about that at all. So I'm gonna pretty much end the video here because there is not much else to really go off of. I ain't gonna start it. It ain't gonna be able to be started. I don't want to run the risk of starting it and this just starts blowing out, or like, I just don't know. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have to probably spend a couple days figuring it out on kind of the next steps I want to take. If I want to even inspect this motor, or just straight up take this to a shop and just ask, just fucking fix it for me. I don't have the space or the time really to tear apart a motor right now, and with work and everything like that, it's too much right now. I've been struggling just to even get this done on the time frame that I have. I don't personally know what to do, so if you guys want to leave me some ideas, like, I'm gonna keep the car. I'm not gonna sell the car. I'm not gonna give up on the car. I'm just gonna be irresponsible financially still and just keep trying to get it running because that's what I want. And so if you guys have any ideas of what I should do, let me know. So yeah, with that, I'm gonna get out of here. Hopefully I can figure something out pretty soon. Stay tuned. I still got a ton of stuff coming because now we're gonna have way more content on this. Hooray for that, at least. And I'll see you guys all in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I hope you guys all have a good night and weekend. Okay, bye.